Rap lab, rap lab, rap lab. Welcome to the rap lab, rap lab, rap lab. Welcome to the rap lab, rap lab, rap lab. Welcome to the rap lab.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday, so you know what that means. But it's not just any ordinary Monday. It's Rap Lab episode 100, number 100. It's your boy, the Candyman, the ALFRE to the D, repping that RAP to the LAB.
It's your boy, the one and only, the only one, the Rev Barber MC.
Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what I do. Always keeping it true. It's the Q.
And y'all already know who I be. It's your boy, T.O. And every time we on an episode, I always got to remind and ask y'all, what's the dealio?
And the dealio today is episode 100.
Triple digits.
Double
Yes,
digits.
sir.
Before we get into that, we just got one announcement. Next Saturday in Union, New Jersey, Project Code Name Wrestling, the first show entitled Genesis. The Rap Lab podcast is a sponsor, especially for the Hot Start Scramble match. Come through to the Boys and Girls Club of Union County. Myself and Rev Barber will be there. So come by, say hi, and watch some good wrestling.
Wrestling?
Yes, wrestling. But yeah, me and Rev will be there. I'll be on commentary, so I'm a part of the show, and Rev will be doing what in the hell is that?
You said Sega. Genesis.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
Anywho, but yeah, and Rev will be doing Rap Lab promos that day. So yeah, man, come through and have a good time. Tickets is $20 at the door, and we'll have some Rap Lab stuff for you there too. So that's that. But yes, fellas, what brings us here today, episode 100. Wow, it's crazy because when this whole thing first started, let's go in the time machine. Rev wasn't here yet. We didn't even know if this would have lasted more than a month or two. It's crazy. So T.O. and Q, I know y'all remember, we used to, and this episode, we're going to peel back the curtain a lot, people. Like, we're not going to talk about any rappers, anything today. We just is going through memory lane. But you remember them days we used to record 5 episodes at a time?
Man.
Yo,
You know what the funny part about that is, too? Like, we would just get together, order a bunch of food, and just rock out. Like, we would have our drinks here, and it would be back to back to back, just knock out. Like,
I think the first session was in my house. The second session was in your basement.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, man.
Man, damn.
Each episode was 45 minutes to an hour. And it's funny because if you go back in the archive and listen to the very first episode, matter of fact, the first 4 episodes, everything from that first recording session, there's no volume on one side. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
We was just experimenting at the time. It was kind of ill, man.
You went by a different name too, right, Al, in the beginning?
What's up?
You went by a different name in the beginning.
I was just Alfred, bro. There was no Candyman. Oh yeah, episode 1. I tried to have a different moniker, but people wasn't recognizing it. So, but yeah, man. And then as this thing went on, like it's crazy.
We didn't even have a theme.
No,
we didn't have a theme yet.
The idea for the podcast, we was in QG basement, and we was like, yo, let's do a pod. It was my idea, actually. I was like, yo, let's talk shit about shit. That was
exactly. That's exactly what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
I said, yo, let's talk, because QG was like, what are we going to talk about? I said, yo, let's talk shit about shit. And then, I was like, yo, we all know rap. Why don't we talk about rap?
Yep. Man, it takes us back to the York Corrections days, where that's all we used to talk about when we were there. So,
and you know what's funny? I could never forget the date of the first episode because God rest their souls, but Kobe and them died on the day our first episode dropped.
Yeah, that was big, man.
January 26, 2020.
Wow.
So, and then the pod hit a couple of snags because for those of y'all who know my life story, I almost didn't make it out of 2020. So the pod was in jeopardy. The 3 weeks I spent in the hospital. So that was that. And the funny thing is, people thought I was faking it because episodes were still coming out. But that's how much content we had in the can.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, I discovered Skype and Zoom, and we was able to keep the show going without having to meet up. And then one fateful episode, we decided to do an episode about Wu-Tang and had a special guest. And
yes.
The special guest ended up becoming a host like 8 months later.
Rev Barb came right in.
So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, man, and it's been like a magical journey because, we've been able to meet people. I mean, I know, yeah, y'all know how much No Limit means to me. I done met 2 childhood heroes doing this shit.
Yeah, man.
Big. That was big.
Yeah, we've gotten to talk to some really dope people. And just through knowing each other, like, me and IQ, shout out to IQ. Me and IQ talk on Instagram very regularly, and I would have never met IQ if Rev never brought him on.
Shout out to IQ, man.
Yeah, man, and
Yes.
we've been keeping things in the family because Mrs. Rev Barber did our artwork.
Yes,
and
much love to her. Yes,
the soon to be Mrs. Owens is always promoting our shit. So let's go around the room. Let's start with Rev first. Like, what does Rap Lab mean to you, bro?
Well, I've mentioned it beforehand. So, I was just a regular listener. And at the time, I was doing physical therapy. And in physical therapy, it was more so for my forearm. I had tendonitis. So I'm pretty much there constraint. Like, I can't touch my phone or anything. So, me and QG go back to high school days, and I've seen him promote the Rap Lab on the internet. And once I heard that, you guys were talking hip hop and vintage hip hop, I'm like, that's dope, because there wasn't many platforms that talk vintage hip hop. I mean, you got Nori and them, but they do more like interview style. There's nothing like reflective or doing biographies or, going over people's discographies or anything like that. So I had physical therapy 3 times a week. So those 3 times a week, I'd listen to the Rap Lab. I started from episode 1, and that's how I knew that you had a different name, Al. And then I caught up and pretty much was listening to the regular episodes, and then it just so happened that I was asked to be on the show to talk about one of my favorite things in life and the whole world, which is Wu-Tang. And I remember just leading up to that episode, just throughout the week, just writing and taking notes and re-listening to some of the stuff and catching up. And I wanted to like represent Wu-Tang well, but also represent myself too. I didn't envision myself being a podcaster or a host or anything. I've done music and performances and stuff like that, but I've never really seen myself like behind the scenes as like an analyst. So it was just super easy for me. And I was just ready to continue being a listener until then. When you guys had asked me to come full time, I immediately said yeah, and it was like an honor. And back to my first episode, you could even hear me say like like a little bit starstruck, because like I'm so familiar with the voices, listening to you guys like 3 times a week and everything. So being on a show that I love, it actually felt like a dream come true. It was pretty cool, to be a part of something that you love.
Yeah, man, and we enjoy having you, bro.
Yes, indeed.
It was a good addition, and I feel like especially with you coming to own the shop, like it's just been nothing but you leveling up, bro. Podcast, look at you, you now you're a podcaster and a business owner. Proud of you, bro. But
yes, sir.
Man, to add to that, it's crazy how life goes full circle, because like Rev Barber touched on, him and I go way, 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 way back. In fact, Rev even brought it about the show, and we talked about the famous Eugene's Basement. Shout out to guy, shout out my guy Stealth Assassin, aka Blue Bum. That's what they call him. And and even when Picasso came in, he was able to add on to that because he was with us, Rev, and we were able to digress more into that. So it was just crazy to see how all of us were able to just come back on here, you to come on the platform with us, and it was just natural, just natural having you in with your knowledge and wisdom and just your love and passion for hip hop. So it was just a great thing, and it's been great ever since.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
definitely. Yeah, man. Moving on to the Dread Wonder. What does Rap Lab mean to you?
Oh man, it means a lot, man. It's just like what you say. We talking shit. I just love talking about rap, with you guys. And I think what also meant a lot is the brotherhood we shared, even before doing the Rap Lab episodes, like when we all came together. And it's just like it continued on right onto the episode. But every time, and just like Rev said, physical therapy, I always felt like it was always therapy for me too, because every time I get on with you guys, it's always fun. I already know I'm enjoying my time. QG roasting Alfred at times, getting on his nerves. I love it, but it means a lot to me. And like I said, like I cannot believe we're at 100 episode already.
Hey, you know what really certified us though, T? You know, when you came in, the first thing that people, well, two things that people actually talked about with you. One was your voice. You know, I mean, you know, the women out there, shout out to them. But
No, don't. I know where this is going.
Hold on. I just gotta put this out there. Like, people write in the raplabpod@gmail.com all the time, but T.O. is the only one that gets fan-specific mail.
Yo.
Like, there was this one time, this one chick had a whole fantasy about T.O. in the email.
Shout out to Marcy from Ohio. We ain't forget about you.
I wonder if she still listens.
She probably still
does. If she doesn't, it's okay. You know, people got lives too. I ain't gonna back her.
But you know what? Besides that, though, the Big L story got comments. You know, like people were very, you know, interested in hearing about that, T.O. So when you mentioned that opened up a lot of people's eyes and ears to a lot as well. When you mentioned Big L,
bro, T.O. in the early episodes, if y'all go back and listen, T.O. know everybody. He met MC Light. He met Big L. Bro, the man met Big L and didn't even call him Big L. He was calling that man Lamont.
Exactly. He called him Lamont. You know what?
I was little. I heard people say Lamont. I say Lamont. Look. Mama named him Lamont. I'ma name him Lamont. What did they say? Mama call him Lamont. I'm gonna call him Lamont. Nah, but L is L, man. Rest in peace, Big L, man. I miss you.
Yeah, man.
Nah, but
let me see who I met. I'm trying to remember. It was Most Def too.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did meet Most Def.
Actually, twice, and one of them was at my mom and aunt.
Wasn't you in the music video for the Black Star song 1, 2, 3? It's Most Def and Talib Kweli.
That would be nice, but no.
Yeah, he was there.
And they shot that at Crown Heights.
Quick one. It was a quick one. He was there. If you look at the scene where the bus passed by, he was there.
And they shot that at Crown Heights.
See, come on. You see it? And that's another thing, people. Another thing on this show, when we talked about locations of certain things, T.O. knows exactly where it's at, so he'll bring it up. Like, this street look like this street look like that, because he knows his stuff.
I'm the navigator, people. Just because I'm away don't mean I don't forget New York, man. I know my streets.
And let's clarify something too, man. Would you believe, like, because certain people that I talk to that listen to the show, they ask about the theme, and they ask if that's me on there. I'm like, no, that's not me. That's T.O. doing it. So I don't know what it is with our vocals, man. Our deliveries match. One is Method Man, one is Red Man. T.O. That's how.
I guess I'm Red Man.
I'd say one is Morgan Freeman, and
shit.
Oh, you Morgan Freeman then, QG.
Hey, listen, man, you got to create your own app. They got them voice apps that, you know, that soothes people. So why don't you invest in one of those, T?
Hey, man, that's for Barry White. Rest in peace to him, man. I leave that up to him.
And then it's crazy when I think about T.O.'s role in the show, because at one point we thought T.O. was gone for good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a busy life, people, and you know, behind the scenes, it became a little busy. I moved out to Charlotte, NC. For anyone who's not aware, many people were already aware, but just because I moved.
Listen, man, say it one time. Just say it one time. Don't just say NC. Don't just do that.
All right,
man.
Okay. In other words, that means North Carolina, people.
No.
Why do we gotta go through this?
You know what I'm talking about.
North Carolina.
Oh, all right, that's better.
My vocals a little messed up. People, my fault.
We heard you.
It's weird it's weird because if T.O. don't go to North Carolina, Rev doesn't get on the show permanently. So
yeah,
it's and then, you know, eventually things work themselves out, and for the most part, all four of us is here every week, most weeks.
No, we applaud you, T, for taking time, and you know, we know how difficult it is. You know, you guys both, you and Rev, like you guys both try to find a way, you know, to get back in here, if you know, and it's just, you know, the dedication is very important. So we appreciate you guys for taking time up.
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
absolutely. Man, absolutely. Mr. True GQG.
Yes, sir.
Now, a lot of people don't know this, but early on you was a bit skeptical about the whole podcasting thing, and now you done warmed up to it.
Yeah, because I'm just looking at the landscape, especially where hip hop is. It's a topic you can talk about, but there's so many other channels out there that do this. So I was looking at it like, if we do it, how different are we going to be? But then I realized as time goes on, based on our personalities, we do bring the differences in the show. And it's amazing how it can reach out to a lot of people, especially with the emails, especially with the feedback that we get. Like this whole pod created a battle between me and Harlem, which I never anticipated. I said, this is interesting. And as many times as I said, I love Big L, Mace, Diddy, early Cameron.
Bro, you can't shit on the
governor. You
can't shit on the president of Harlem.
I shout out Charlie Clips, Mook, Lux, Rex, Ice, those guys, Miss Hustle. I shout out the other rappers from Harlem, Jay Mills and everything. But then when it comes to Dipset, and it just kept going on and on and on, and then eventually when they battled the Locks, it just transformed into something else. But I appreciated everybody that would ask us about things, and I realized, you know what, this show is very important because people came in with suggestions, not just emails but comments. The interaction with people on hip hop is what we really wanted, and besides preserving the culture, we wanted to provide a platform. That was the biggest thing we wanted. We wanted to open up something for people out there to come to us. So that was the driving force that really made me dedicate and come in and be like, okay, yeah, we got something here we could run with.
And that's another thing I love too, the Ask the Rap Lab emails. I love them. We got to get back to that soon. I know we've been busy trying to get the topics and the news and stuff, which is fine and perfect.
Yeah, we got to get back to reading your love letters in the email.
I don't think there's more.
Oh no!
I wouldn't say that.
Oh no!
Oh,
those will be behind the scenes, people. Thank you.
There's gonna be there's a lot in there, man. I'm sure there's thousands of emails in there that we haven't checked.
Oh, that's over exaggerating. 1,000.
QG don't get none. I don't get none. They know Rev is married, so that they not. But you, for some reason, it just it's got to be the dreadlocks. Sidebar.
I didn't even know I got dreads.
I've witnessed a woman stare at T.O. and walk into a pole while looking at it. Like, true story.
Oh no, not this again.
We've seen women walk into tables, walk into poles.
No.
Yeah.
Rev, okay. Well, the wall is correct, Rev. Unfortunately, but I didn't see it myself. QG said.
No, it was the truth.
It was the truth, bro. We saw it, man.
And of course, they be fantasizing about your deep voice as you hold them close, according to that one email. shout out to Marcy from Ohio.
I'm gonna kill this boy. I love it.
If I had a picture of Marcy and knew what she looked like, she would make the cover art for the next episode.
Oh my Lord! You just trying to, you know it.
Yo, Marcy from Ohio, if you listening to this, send us a picture. We'll put you on the graphic.
So I mean, T, if you were to say something to Marcy, what would you say?
That's a good question. First of all, I hope she's doing well. Not this again. Yo, DJ.
Keep talking. Go ahead. She's listening.
Marcy, hope you're doing well. It's your boy T.O. You already know the dealio. But yeah, like I said, hope all is well. And
you already know the dealio. Ladies and gentlemen, that line, you already know the dealio is why T.O. is
and he said it right at the part. Right at the part before Barry White started talking. That was excellent. That was great.
Yo, this is what I'm talking about, people. We just have so much fun no matter what, man. Oh, I love it. Nah, but on a serious note, not just Marcy, Eddie, we had a lot of people chime in. Dwayne, Chicago, who who told Alfred that he brought the golden toilet for Masterpiece House.
Hey, listen, and I didn't forget how y'all said that I bought them a house and a car and all that.
You did.
That 96 and 98 debate is one of my favorites ever because
I'm with you, QG. I'm with you. That's my favorite episode too.
That was dope.
Torture this boy, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, talking about I bought them a house and bought them a car.
He did though.
On 24 don't live in albums. What do you expect?
Nah, but you know what else too that I really like, and this goes to Rev. When we had the whole thing about when you brought up KRS-One, and we were talking about the verses with Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
What I loved with Rev really held on strong for the borough because of the Bridge Is Over and all that stuff. So I applaud you, Rev, for holding it down for the hood till this day. Even though that battle was years ago, you still holding it down, bro.
I'm Queens to the death, man. You already know.
It's a lot of episodes that's like my favorite. It's hard to pick like top 2, but I have like a bunch. Like another episode that was my favorite, and I call this the Furious 5 episode only because we had my boy our boy Illy E as well, and that was with all 4 of the Mobb Deep.
That was one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Favorite episodes? There's so many to choose from.
I mean, Rev, do you got any off top? That's like your
definitely
number one?
the Mobb Deep episode because that day actually was my mother's funeral and her burial.
Yeah. Shit.
So coming to do that episode, especially being so familiar with like Queens and Mobb Deep, it just felt like some good old home cooking. And we spoke offline like how much I love this pod, and I look forward to recording, and no matter what's going on, like with my personal life, like this hour or sometimes 3 hours back in the day, used to be one big like clarity session for me. So that episode holds dear to my heart just because and we flowed together so well on that episode. Of course, the Wu-Tang episode, my first episode, that was pretty fun. I could speak about Wu-Tang all day. The Versus episodes always like have me, with the pen and paper and doing round by round, and I feel like a real journalist. So like the Versus ones are special to me. The complex list one too. I like lists. I like matching up, like whether it be like albums or artists. Like I always look forward to those kind of episodes.
Nice.
What about you, QG? What are some of your favorite episodes?
Definitely. I mean, we already talked about the 96 and 98, but I also enjoyed, the classics, talking about the classic albums.
The people have been demanding a part 2 for that.
They've been demanding a part 2. I really
for classic albums?
Yeah.
Remember we had that debate?
We had the debate.
We named the artists and how many classics they got.
That was great. And
that was our third episode on that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Good. Because we were able to, these were artists that we all knew and that we could chime in if we agreed. If we treated it like spades. Like it was like 2 in a pop, 3 in a pop, or this one or that one.
That's how the Candyman moniker came
That's
about.
where it came. That's how the Candyman was born. He was being very nice.
He was being, I think it all started with the 50 Cent one when he gave it to the Massacre.
Right. He gave it to the because we were talking about candy shops. It's like, so you the Candyman, huh? He's like, that was
Black Album is still a classic, by the way.
Black Album is not a classic. I don't know why. It's a good album.
The Jay-Z Black Album or the Metallica Black Album?
No, Jay-Z Black Album.
The Metallica Black Album is a classic.
That's a classic. That's the only Black Album that's classic.
All right, I'm kind of guilty. I did kind of give that a classic, and then I kind of changed my mind to a pop. So
because we broke it down, we exposed the marketing scheme. That's what happened.
I've had a lot of, you know what? More so than episodes, I've had a lot of moments on this show. A lot of moments. Like, y'all be shutting my singing down because, I like to sing the hooks.
Because it's painful. That's why.
Yo, guys.
I'm the one that likes the singing.
Fiend gave him a break. Fiend had him do it.
That's probably my favorite moment in the entire history of this show. I told Fiend, I was like, yo,
Shout
I sing hard.
Fiend, man. Salute to Fiend.
I sing Heart of a Ghetto Boy in the shower. He's like, a word? Let me hear it. He had me singing the hook on the episode.
Me and Rev had to actually sit there and just let him go instead of shutting down.
But favorite episode. Beef is probably is one of my favorites.
The Beefs.
Yeah,
Beef was cool. I like the Versus episode, despite the fact that I have yet to pick a winner in the Versus. Everybody I root for loses. Even though I think KRS-One did beat Big Daddy Kane, but that's man.
It's up in the air. It's up in the air.
I also like the disappointed albums episode. I'm pretty
That
sure
was a good one.
You know what else was a good conversation? The rappers that disappointed us. I like that episode.
Yeah.
That episode was a good one. Yo, shout out to Mr. Pitch though for pulling out a shotty on the camera.
Word up.
that was for you, Al.
Listen, man, I will never. Yo, if I ever meet your pops-in-law, Rev, I'm gonna be on my best behavior.
He put you in your place, boy.
But nah, man. But my favorite aspect of this show is how we all have grown closer as time has gone through. Yeah. So, like for example, me and Rev knew each other, but we didn't fuck with each other heavy until he came aboard.
Word.
Like it came to a point like I was fucking in Q-Borough cuts every week.
Yes, sir.
T.O., you know, I feel, and don't take this no type of way, but with you moving and all, I feel like if it wasn't for the show, our contact would have fell off, you know? So I'm grateful for the show keeping us around, and then, you know, me and Q always been dogs since day one.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So this only helps. So, you know, I'm very appreciative for the show, and the show's kept me going because, you know, not to get into too much, but I've been having a rough last few months, and the show has been keeping me going. So
it's like a therapy session for us.
It is therapy. You know what else too I love about the show? Like the little inside jokes that become a bit, besides, you know, Alfred singing with the Ron Isley stuff. There's also there it is.
Did you have to get him started?
Even though I'm listing stuff, and then you got the MC Shan stuff he loves to talk about.
I've been keeping that man relevant.
There he goes, man. The whole thing. Bridge.
Like Rev said on the Mobb Deep episode, you're not invited to Queensbridge, sir.
You're not invited.
Listen, I come to Queensbridge in peace. We got a barbecue.
You are not invited to Queensbridge.
No, ain't no barbecue for you over there. You might be on the grill.
Yeah, you might be on the grill.
So hold on. So I can't go to Queensbridge. QG can't go to Harlem.
I can't go to Harlem. I used to work out in Harlem, bro.
Bro, you go back and listen to the episode. You heard the email. They said you was a hater.
I'm not a hater. I told the people exactly who I like, and that's it. And then,
and the most important person you don't like.
How is he the most important person from Harlem? Cameron, out of all people. How?
Listen.
Oh, wait. Curtis Blow ain't important?
Bro, Curtis Blow. Man, it's 2022. Nobody checking for no
Will
Curtis
you stop?
Oh, you stop with that garbage.
Come on.
These are the breaks.
Yes, these are the breaks. So what? He's still a legend.
He's gonna break you.
He's gonna mess you up bad. And not only that, also the Silk the Shocker jokes. We got a little shout out to Silk the Shocker. It's not a diss towards him, but every time this dude likes to insult some of our favorites, we know Silk is what it is. So I mean, T.O. helps out with that.
God willing, if Silk ever appears on this show, I would love to hear what y'all have to say.
I'm not cracking on Silk or nothing. But what we talked about was the movie. That's all we ever talked about. What's that line again, T.O.?
Oh, he's like, that's my girl. She didn't do it. That's my girl. She didn't do it.
And not to mention your other favorite. You think I need a haircut?
Oh, don't let Rev hear that.
Rev, that's that Jay-Z line. Think I need a haircut?
I hate that line. Like I said before, it was so unnecessary. His part in Streets is Watching. He shouldn't have been in it.
Oh, that was in Streets is Watching? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was in State Property, but I don't know. Either way.
One or the other. It might have been State Property.
He
didn't deserve to be in that either. Just to mumble, and I don't know what gimmick he was trying to run there.
Can someone tell me what the hell him and Emil was talking about in that movie?
Oh, they was talking Ebonics.
Was that the Philly Ebonics thingy or whatever?
Well, Rev would know because
that wasn't no Philly Ebonics. That was just some mumbo jumbo. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, but all those moments, man, the little jokes.
And speaking of Rev, don't forget, people, when songs come up on this show, there will be times that he will tell you it's a 106 and Park ass song.
Word.
Rev has created the criteria for albums. If you don't have enough songs on there,
not even just enough songs. If your album don't last enough minutes,
the minimum is 10 songs and 40 minutes. It's the Illmatic standard.
We'll take that.
Not 7, even though Nas did a 7-song album with Kanye, but that was an EP.
And it wasn't all that.
And then if y'all know me, come to think of criteria, if y'all go by my criteria, mixtapes don't count for anything.
Oh, here we go again with that.
We got something in store for that down the line.
Did Master P do a mixtape?
I didn't listen to it.
You're a damn liar.
I'm sure he listened to it.
I really didn't listen to it.
He listened to it.
I listened to one song, and the only reason I listened to the one song is it was an Instagram post that he made, and I liked the song, so I went and listened to the song. But I don't care who you are. You can be the Colonel. You can be Jesus Christ. I'm not listening to no mixtape.
If Jesus
wait a minute, Al.
Wait
a minute. When Mike Picasso was on this episode talking about freestyles and ciphers, didn't you say
that's different. Mike Picasso is a friend of the show. I'm going to support him.
Did you not do a mixtape yourself?
I didn't have the same mindset.
Oh, come on.
Stop it. And you named it after Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? I wasn't thinking about Mobb Deep when I came up with that name.
Where did it come from?
I don't know. You know where it came from.
I know, but I mean you. Like, why did you decide to call it Murder Music?
Because I was listening to Mac Phipps. Murder.
Shout out to Mac Phipps.
But
Murder, kill.
But shout out to our guy Mac, and shout out to Mrs. Yo, this is somebody who needs a shout out on this episode. Mrs. Phipps. My God. Salute to Mrs. Phipps. If it wasn't Mrs. Phipps, we don't have Mac, we don't have Fiend, we don't have Alfred Banks, we don't have CMC Guapo. She's been a huge help to us. So I'm glad that we established that relationship with Miss Phipps. And the funny thing about that, peeling back the curtain again, the day that they announced Mac was getting out, and the day they announced that he got home, I sent that email.
Yeah, wow.
The same day they said he was home. I wanted to be the first interview that he did, but
yeah. But
we were the second. Somebody beat us.
It was great. It was great for him to come and really put us on the map with that. He was our as far as guests.
That's what elevated the show.
It sure did.
People was finally paying more attention to us, but nah. Shout out to Miss Phipps. She was a real help. What other moments on this show? Oh, you know what's been really important, fellas? When we see the numbers and the charts, I never knew people in Colombia and Paraguay and China would be listening to us.
Shout out to the other countries out there. We
charted in 34 countries in 2 years. Countries in Africa, countries in Asia. They listen to us in Slovakia. Can you believe that? I didn't even know I didn't know they speak English, nor did I ever know that they have Wi-Fi out there. So, shout outs to them. So.
Yeah, man, we got to connect with y'all, man, out there.
Yes,
we appreciate it.
Of all the overseas listeners, man, shout out to y'all.
And some of our past guests as well. Like the ladies' first episode with Melina, that was a good one.
Yeah, shout out to Melina. She was nervous too. She had no reason to be nervous.
Once she got into it, she just flowed easy.
She was fine the way you listened to it. If you listen to it, she was really fine.
Yeah.
But nah, man, like it's crazy. It's crazy. People in countries that I didn't even know existed. I had to look some of these places up. And T.O., you told me when I first met you that you was from Zimbabwe. So when I saw Zimbabwe pop up on the chart, I was like, all right, thanks.
I never said that, but okay.
It worked out perfect. Yeah, Zimbabwe.
I don't know where the hell you got that from.
You know what else is kind of cool is we haven't sold a bunch of merch, but when people buy our shirts.
No, yeah.
Like, and to know that people are walking around wearing up. You know what? And I got mad at the time. And this is another side story. I got mad at the time, but when we was in Atlantic City last summer with the Boardwalk Buds, somebody stole a shirt off our table. And I got mad at the time, but I'm like, you know what? If she wears that shirt, that's free promo. Even though if people ask her, well, what's that on your shirt? She's not going to know. But, if you got a product that somebody's willing to steal,
right,
that tells you something.
It's the hottest thing out. Yeah, you want to steal it?
You know what's funny? I liken our shirts to NWO shirts because unless you bought one, the only other way to get an NWO shirt was to be a member.
That's true.
And I mean, there are people who are, like I said earlier, like Mrs. Rev Barber got a shirt. The soon-to-be Mrs. Owens has a shirt.
Shout out my guy Dan, who I work with. He came in, surprised me with that Rap Lab hoodie. I was like, hey man, that's awesome.
Shout out to Illy E.
Yep.
He's taking pictures in Rap Lab hoodie. Shout out our guy Barry Grant from All Even.
Oh yeah, shout out Barry from All Even.
I know he has Rap Lab stuff.
Shout out my guy TK, as well, who purchased something.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, my man Steven from Hellgate, he got a shirt too, man. He wears that joint proudly and a hat.
Yo, and I gotta give a big shout out to another one of our biggest supporters, QG, your mom. yo, let me tell you,
Mom Dukes, man.
Let me tell you, QG moms. I'll never forget. I came through the QG house one day with the box of merch so we could shoot a little video. Yeah. Yo, she got a hat, she got a shirt. And then she said she was gonna take, and she sold some of the stuff for us too.
She took it with her, man. Like, she was taking pictures with it.
There are people in Barbados that got Rap Lab stuff.
She was giving people the links to the YouTube channel. She even commented on the YouTube channel. On the videos, man, shout out to Mom Dukes for that, man. That's real deep.
Wow,
you know what another favorite moment of mine is, and it didn't even happen on the show, but T.O., you wasn't there because obviously you're in North Carolina. We went on the Raw and Ready show on the LDM network in the Bronx. Me, Rev, and QG, and we did that interview with our guy Ralph. Shout out to Ralph.
That's an energetic boy, man.
Yo, Ralph is
the man.
Ralph is a funny guy.
I love it, man. I love it.
And you know what's funny? I knew Ralph. I've known Ralph for years, but the way that he spoke to Rev and QG, you would have thought that they knew each other for a while.
That's a fact.
You would have thought that they knew each other for a while. And then it was cool because on Rap Lab, our stuff is pre-recorded, but we actually did something live,
That felt good.
Yeah, man. Rev, I know you was feeling that interview a lot, man.
Yeah.
You was in your zone.
Word. Yeah, I love interviews like that where we go live and stuff. Even our YouTube lives. I love that. I love his show. His name is Raw and Ready. I like it Raw and Ready. My
man Rev was so comfortable that they was talking about how they roll their blunts.
I remember that.
My man Ralph was he was surprised. He was like, "You dip the blunts in honey?"
They broke that down. He broke down the science of it. I was like, "That's a good combo."
Yeah, man, pull that cannon out. Everybody always be like, "Yo, what the fuck is that? It's not a regular blunt. I don't even know what a regular blunt is. To me, these are regular for me. These are the norm."
My man Ralph looked at Red. He was like, and shout out to LDM Network because they're on public access. So if you go to channel 2635 on your TV, but you can also watch them online on their Facebook page. They stream everything that they do, and all this stuff is live. It's never pre-recorded. So shout outs to them for having us. I know when they do their hip hop awards, because I've been talking to the guy Charles. We might be involved in that. So I mean, that was a good look for us. And my guy Ralph, he was like, "Oh, you do a podcast? You wanna come on the show?" I was like, "Let me ask the fellas." And I just put the word out there, put the graphic up. We did the damn thing. Shout outs to everybody in the Bronx, even though
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Rev, you might get banned in the Bronx.
Oh,
Me?
Oh.
What?
Why? Because of
I'm
KRS?
a big Pun fan.
What you say?
Ow. You might get banned too because you've been joking on Spanish rappers like Big Pun.
Right.
Oh, wait, hold on.
See,
Hold
here
on.
we go now.
I didn't joke.
We forget. No. When it comes to Big Pun, the first thing you think about 100% of all songs. I don't hear no Beware.
That's my favorite Big Pun song.
But you
That's
can't
a
even
damn
focus
shame.
Verses. That's the problem. The verses.
That's a damn
do a
shame.
verse right now. Do a verse right now.
I know he name dropped Mark Anthony and Master P.
Oh my God. That's it.
The best you got.
We still made it to the top.
I asked for a verse.
And we don't stop.
Once again, people, he will not change with this painful singing.
Unbelievable.
Oh man, but
and the only reason why you like Big Pun is because he did a track with Mr. Servon.
That's not true. That's not
yes,
true.
it is. You're a damn liar.
That's not true.
I don't believe you.
That's not true.
You know what's funny? Out of all the episodes that we did, I feel that the most heartfelt and lightest one, light as far as energy, was when we did the Mother's Day one. It was very, very somber, very calm, very peaceful. Yeah, we gave it up to all the mothers out there. Really, it was one of those real cool ones. I thought that was really nice.
Nah, Mother's Day was cool. I know it was a soft spot for Rev.
Yeah.
But no, Mother's Day was cool.
Yeah.
You know what episode had people paying attention to us when we did the episode right after the George Floyd incident happened?
Yo.
People was like, niggas is talking about some real shit.
We was mentioning names, mentioning stuff that happened. Like we pulled up a call to arms, and that's another thing that we definitely need to get back to as far as bringing up on the show. Not only do we provide the platform, but we have a voice. We want to let people know what's going on out there, and we want to tell them this is what's happening. This is what needs to be done. And if you don't know about it, now you know about it, because we are the educators on this show. We provide that, and that was important. That episode was very important.
Yes, indeed.
But as I sit here and I look through all the episodes that we've done. You know, say what you want, but you know, there have been times where I got heated on this show. Yo, T.O., you remember the rant I went on in the De La Soul episode?
Oh God,
boy,
that was the birth of the T.O. theme that came in.
The soundbite.
The soundbite. You know, once that came on, Alfred was ready to go.
Well, even though Alfred had a right to rant on that one, because it was fucked up of how De La Soul was being picked on and being trashed at by Tommy Boy. I was with him. I ain't gonna lie. Alfred needed to vent on that.
It was the right thing.
Because an historic group like De La Soul should not be going through that.
You know, we've had some hater moments on this show too.
Really?
According to the emails, you know, a lot of people enjoyed the Wale episode for the wrong reasons.
Yep. And I'm happy they enjoyed it, because happened with that. And what I told this guy, and for the last time, I say it again, the reason why it's like that is because I asked this guy, Candyman, when he first put me on to Wale, well, what's a good song by Wale? What's a good rap bar from Wale? Like, Rev, you and I, we could have this conversation and bring this in. Where we come from and how we came up with rap, anytime somebody introduced us to a rapper or asked us about a rapper, what makes this rapper good, we would give them a line, or we would ask for a line or a particular song that we would go check out. I asked this guy about Wale. He tells me a line about Coco Beware and all this other stuff. I said the wrestler, that's the best line you could come up with, Coco Beware. And then I ask him about the song. He starts singing the hook.
That's another thing about this one. He always comes up with like wrestling reference and stuff. That's
but it's kind of funny too with that episode, because I didn't break the jokes. Like, the joke was running. I kept calling him Free Willy. I kept saying all these different things, you know, like especially Lotus Flower Bomb. Blah, 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 blah. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like he drank a gallon of water and he went in the microphone and started rapping.
Oh.
That's what he did.
Hey, till this day, I don't know how he fit in Maybach music, but it's all good.
Maybach rip music.
Oh no!
Come on, you like Ross? Don't do that.
Ross is cool, you know what I mean? But it's baby back rip music.
You know what's funny, QG? You a funny man, because when I first met you, you didn't like Rick Ross.
I had a reason not to like Rick Ross.
And then you even exposed the fact that the man came through the hood in a Camry.
He did. Now, all that talk about the Maybach and anything like that, the photo was out there, you know what I mean, with the Camry. And then every time we talk about it, lemon and pepper and all the other crazy stuff.
The man likes his wings, bro. Sidebar, a couple months back, QG was like, let's go to Wingstop. I said, Rick Ross's spot? He's like, yeah, let's go to the Wingstop. I was like, all right.
And we went. It was cool.
Now you done spent money and supported Ross too now. So
I have no problems with as far as Rick Ross with his production and the stuff that he talks about. But as far as everything, I'm not gonna overhype him. That's the thing that people need to clarify. And everybody could touch on this. When we talked about Lil Wayne, I'm not gonna overhype Lil Wayne. For me,
Lil Wayne is a legend.
It stops with Wayne BC. Before Carter. When he started that Carter stuff, I said no.
The Carter 2 is great.
I like it better than the Carter 3 that people overhyped. That Carter 3.
Oh God, that album was way overrated. I'm sorry, man. And to this day, I'm surprised the emails didn't come after me, because I completely said 1,000 times that album is overrated. And I think it was someone asked us on one of the Ask the Rap Lab episodes, and I first mentioned Lil Wayne off the back. She completely said, who do you think is the most overrated? I completely said Wayne.
Wayne. Well, T.O., Lil Wayne is part of your family tree, so you
don't insult me like that.
Second of all, the Carter 3 is tougher than Nigerian hair.
That's it. That's the best line.
Nigerian hair is better than that album.
What?
Venereal disease.
Come on.
Don't forget, G's move silent like lasagna, and Weezy F
Trash.
Baby and the F for phenomenal.
F is for phenomenal. That's good.
That's
I'm glad you brought that out, Alfred, because Lil Wayne, you will be on soon on another lyrical treason with that line alone. Don't worry, that will be coming.
Hey man, leave my people alone.
Now you know what another highlight that a lot of people don't talk about, what they need to talk about. Rev, do you remember when you had to really go in on Peter Rosenberg and Hot 97 and all the rest? You remember that?
Oh yeah, of course I do.
Went off.
Yo, Rev is not like Rosenberg. And you know what's funny? Me and Rev have had wrestling conversations because for those of y'all that don't know, Rosenberg is on WWE on the kickoff show panels all the time.
Yes.
Yo, and I remember one time Rev was like, "Man, fuck Rosenberg." I was like, "Why?" He was like, "Yo, his wrestling opinions upset me."
Do you remember like what happened? Like why you went at them at that particular time? You remember that?
I used to like Peter Rosenberg when he first came. I just felt like he got a little too comfortable, man, and he just kind of like, even with WWE, like he just kind of run his mouth too much, he just kind of like not humbly either. Yeah, and what started getting me more upset with him is his versus reviews, and just not particularly like what he was saying, because we can all agree to disagree. It's just how arrogant he was, like to his cohorts, like who were like trying to express their opinions and stuff, and just like his whole disposition on it. It was just, he's just whack to me now. Like I think he got big headed over time.
No, that's true.
He saw a bigger platform, and then it said got big.
Nah, there was a point in time where Rev was like, "Yo, I'm not listening to the radio." Rev was like, I'm not listening to the radio.
Yeah.
And then we had this whole thing as far as like with DMX, when he passed, and then
him and Bismarcky.
Yeah, with the stuff that the radio was doing and everything like that. Oh, now you want to play the records, and
exactly.
we all have an issue with that. Like there was no balance.
Word.
Like I never understand that till this day. Like even though they'll have their throwbacks, but Bismarcky and DMX was a part of their throwback mix for like that whole hour.
Well, DMX, I'm not gonna lie, because at one point I had a job where I was like driving all the time.
Well, I can't say. Yeah, you're right. I can't say that because
they would play "How's It Going Down" a lot before he died in their rush hour throwback mix
and party.
Really? I would have thought it would be Party Up more than How's It Going Down.
No, How's It Going Down? I used to hear all the time.
Yeah, they would
but my issue with them, they would play the same songs. They would play How's It Going Down.
But you know what? I feel like I think they play that because of what's his name. He did a sample over that. Who's that? Moneybag Yo. I feel like that's why they play that a lot.
But that was before that song came out.
This is before.
Okay.
They would play the One More Chance remix.
Yeah.
Like just the same songs. Oh, by the way, I was at work the other day.
Uh-oh.
And the Ashanti cover of that song came on. I was like, "Oh, we playing Biggie at work." And it was like, "Oh." Then I heard Ashanti, and I was like, "Oh,
that was it."
They didn't even play the Unfoolish.
Yeah.
Nah, you know what? He's not the only one, because I get caught when I hear that background song of Cream. Who did that? An R&B singer took it.
I think it was Tiana Taylor.
Every time I hear it on the radio, I'm thinking I'm about to hear Wu-Tang Cream. Nope, it's Tiana Taylor's record.
But to her credit, she did both the Cream and the original sample in the same song.
She did a good job. She did. The song is tight. But it's like when I hear it initially, I think of Cream first.
But I noticed, but she another one that's been bringing back like samples, like the '90s samples. She brought Cream back. She did "Tell Me What You Want" sample back, because she was it Diddy's son on the track too?
I believe he was.
Wow. No.
Who I thought was Mace at first. I was like, wait, I know Mace did not come back to help this song.
That would have been tight.
But that was King Combs. I think it was King Combs.
Nah, but we had a lot of good moments on this show. You know what else is with another favorite moment of mine, even though thou who should not be named was a guest on this show, but Mrs. Rev Barber rapping Eminem bars was fire as hell.
That was tight.
Yo, Rev, you gotta give the missus my regards, man, for that.
Man, that's every day in the crib, man. She's always rapping something.
Shout out to Detroit.
You know what I love too about the show? It's like even artists that have the heavy respect and have the credibility, because we've talked about Eminem. We've also talked
Marshall.
about we stopped calling him Marshall. You don't know that man to call him Marshall, okay? You can't even call Thurgood Marshall. So it's Eminem. Same as how he runs the narrative. Oh yeah, shout out to Big Suge. You know, like, no, ain't no shout out no Big Suge. No, it's not.
And
no,
the
it's
fact,
not.
And the fact that Snoop on Death Row.
Yep, shout out to Snoop for owning Death Row. But if you want to shout out Marion Knight, shout out to him.
Hey, you gonna get us killed.
Shout out Marion.
You gonna get us killed. You don't know that bad to call it Marion.
You don't know Eminem to call him Marshall.
You don't know him exactly. But what I was getting to is like, even though a lot of these guys get universal respect, there's still some opinions as far as, well, why we feel they're good, but they shouldn't be as labeled as great as they should be. Because we've got into the controversial topics about Big, how is Big ranked here, if he didn't die, blah, blah, blah. And then the same thing with Eminem. So that's what I love about the show too. Like, we don't go with just everybody's knowledge. We don't go with just everybody's opinion.
And we all don't always agree.
We always don't always agree.
Exactly.
Like, you would think if anybody say anything about Big, they'd be in trouble.
Nope.
You know, you can talk about Big and say and at least back up what your argument is. Because this guy here loves to bring up that stupid DVD every single time. So it's like, I don't know.
Listen, man. Biggie and Tupac is one of the greatest hip hop.
Horrible.
Where's the militia instrumental?
Oh God, that's
what was it? Grab a special bulletin.
You want to hear something? That documentary is responsible for me getting into Gangstar.
Oh no, that's horrible.
We got a problem.
We
got a problem.
We
have a problem.
Because I like the instrumental, so I looked it up and it was like, oh, it's Gangstar. But
Gangstar. See, that's the thing about this guy. He gets way too influenced by these damn beef DVDs.
Not influenced. I like what I heard, so I wanted to hear more. So I researched.
Oh yeah, what about the beef DVD?
What about it?
With your running narrative about EPMD and all the other stuff with MC Shan and everything.
So listen, all right. So fact.
And the Nelly KRS one thing. Come on.
So here's another one. And Rev might appreciate this one, but back in the days when I used to be a smoker, the beef DVD got me into buying Strawberry Phillies.
Oh my
Got me into buying Strawberry Phillies because that's what PMD rolled up with.
Damn, that's some hard shit to smoke. I only smoke papers.
I really used to go to the smoke shop and I used to go to 7-Eleven and get Strawberry Phillies.
Just because Paris Smith did it.
Just because Paris Smith did it.
That's crazy. Nah, son.
Nah, but Eric Sermon did do it though.
How do you know if Eric did it?
The chief of police was on the documentary.
So what? He was on the documentary. That proves nothing.
See, this guy. See how we tell you, Ref? This guy gets way too influenced with that damn beef DVD.
Oh, and I can't mention it word for word, but K Solo, man, I never look at you the same, bro.
Leave K Solo alone.
For those of y'all who want to know what I'm talking about, just go and watch YouTube.
I told him exactly what he meant by that.
Just watch the K Solo DMX thing.
You know what? You just want K Solo to whoop your ass too.
Yeah.
I don't want K Solo to whoop my ass.
He'll whoop you.
He would.
He will whoop your ass.
That's why I'm not repeating what he said, because he knows what he said.
That was terrible.
And he licked his lips when he said it
so
too.
What if he licked
so
his lips?
What?
He didn't mean it literally. What he said. It's a metaphor.
It's just an adrenaline rush. That's it.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, if a man get an adrenaline rush talking about that.
Oh Lord.
But I mean, yeah, man. Listen, the Beef series of DVDs is some of the greatest hip hop content ever.
Oh, stop it! Oh, stop it!
Shout out to QD3. They even held Rev's people down in Detroit. The nine.
See, there you go with that shit.
Bro, that was.
You know how many times this boy mentioned everything? He even mentioned about the whole Easy E thing. Easy E is an artist, and Dre, Yella, and Ice Cube. And those are my artists, and that's me solo. And I'm like, oh my lord, here we go.
Yeah, Dre was wearing lipstick and lace, and then
Leave Dr.
He went
Dre
from
alone,
that.
man.
He went from that to a 12-minute Super Bowl halftime.
Yeah, and it was a great show.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was a great show. It was a great show.
You know what pissed me off about that halftime show? Since we never got a chance to talk about it on the show.
What was that?
He was on the piano, and I give him credit as a musician. He's a real musician. But how you play the instrumental to "I Ain't Mad at You," and you perform your verse on "California Love," but no Tupac hologram showed up.
They don't need a Tupac hologram for that.
I don't think it was. I don't know if they had a chance or the time for that.
This is the house that Dre built. That was the narrative behind the whole thing. That's why you had artists that worked with him on that. So he did. And weren't they in California?
Yeah.
So do California now. Yeah.
But his verse is not the best verse.
And it was his song in the beginning.
It was his song in the beginning. Yeah, exactly.
Tupac his song and made it better.
Tupac jumped on the song. So what?
And actually,
Drake can still do the verse.
Who album that song is on? It's not on Dre album.
So?
But who still did it first? He still had two verses before he changed it up.
Yeah, he had two verses before that.
Yeah, but the public didn't know that till like 2 years ago.
Well, hey, knowledge is knowledge. At least people know about it now.
And wasn't that supposed to be on the Aftermath album before Tupac got involved?
I guess. I don't know. But shout out to Snoop Dogg, because that man was crip walking on national television. He did that shit for like 6 minutes straight.
Oh, speaking of that, they caught him smoking, and people made an uproar about it. So, Rev, you remember that whole thing about the Meek Mill thing when we were so
Oh man, it's about weed. Smoking weed makes him depressed. Yeah, I don't know what kind of weed he's smoking.
Mill said that?
Meek Mill
said that. He said that on Twitter. I don't know how the hell that happens, but he's like, I don't know, man. Something about him when it comes to Philly is just like, this is who y'all claim. I mean, no disrespect to him as an artist, but I just get confused of him personally.
Listen, the last few, I'm gonna tell y'all this personally, and like I spent a good majority of time in Philly the last few months up until a month ago, and all people in Philly could talk about is cheesesteaks, the Eagles, and Meek Mill. Like seriously, that's all the conversation is about.
I got a problem with the last one.
I like Meek, bro. Meek, see, I can't, even if you don't like his music, bro. When the whole shit went down with George Floyd and all this Black Lives Matter stuff, bro.
He held it down.
Meek Mill was he and J. Cole was at the forefront of everything, bro.
Shout out to them for that. And that's what we were talking about. We needed to see that.
J. Cole, I love you. Stay as an activist. Don't play no more basketball.
What?
The man scored 3 points in 5 games.
So
that's one bucket in 5 games.
Sir. What's Master P's career?
Master P averaged 3 points a game lifetime.
So I scored more than him in NBA 2K.
He made it into the league, bro.
Yeah. He got he was on the bench, got off the bench, then he did, and snapped back down.
You know, on Mitchell and Ness website, they got a throwback Master P jersey listed, but it was sold out by the time I got to it.
Wow.
Charlotte Hornets Master P jersey. Yeah.
How much did that go for?
$150. I was gonna buy that shit, bro.
Damn, $1.50? That's fucked up.
$150, dreadhead.
Oh, okay. But, shout out to Master P, man. And Master P still growing to this day. He don't give a damn.
Love Master P. All his business moves, man.
I know we get on.
He did not have the best verse on 4, 3, 2, 1. No, he didn't.
I'm a no limit soldier. That's why they booked.
Stop.
He should have stayed booked.
By the way,
he got booked somewhere else.
Do you know how much of that man's food products I have in my house?
Yeah, you got the noodles.
I got the noodles. I got the chips. I got the water. The only thing I don't got is the ice cream.
The ice cream.
He just came out with ice cream. I don't have the ice cream.
He just now coming out with ice cream. He should have been did that.
That should have been the first move, right? The ice cream man.
I got the fish fry batter. I got the fish fry batter. I got the rice, and I got the pancake mix.
All I want to know is you got the pancakes.
You know what
too?
though? You know, yeah. He got the pay. You know, it makes me laugh bringing it all back around. When we talked about Mobb Deep and everybody's favorite Mobb Deep album, this guy here, Blood Money, still don't understand that part.
What's wrong with Blood Money?
It's not their
It was
best work.
terrible. First of all, that
I
album
never
was
said
terrible.
it was the best. I just said it was my favorite.
And why? Because of what? Because you said it was their most polished.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
When was
shoe
they
polish.
run over
It
Drake?
ain't even shoe polished. What are you talking
over
about?
a beat that was already on the soundtrack way before that. It was on the get rid. No. See, that's where you're wrong.
And the funny part is that's the only song that I can only possibly tolerate. The whole rest of the album is not even all that.
Shook Ones is better than that.
Listen, man. Listen, I never.
And
said
that
it
album benefited more than 50 than anything.
True indeed.
Oh man, yeah.
The only thing that was good about Blood Money was the mainstream sales. Other than that, it did nothing.
Well,
Yeah, I think it went gold.
it did go gold, but the one thing I could appreciate about this podcast, and Q touched on it earlier, we don't always agree, and everybody's taste is different.
Yep.
Like, you know, you want 90s hardcore hip hop, you talk to Rev. 90s hardcore New York hip hop, you talk to Rev. You want something with lots of, you want info on samples or something like that, or something soulful or jazzy, you talk to T.O. You want down south gangster rap knowledge, you talk to me. You want West Coast knowledge, you talk to QG. And
Right.
it's like Rap Lab is like a buffet, and there's something for everybody. So
It's good. It's a good way to tell it. It's a good way to analyze it.
yeah, man. Going around the room. In closing, start with you first, Rev. Just some words about making it to 100, bro.
Just very happy to be a part of this thing, and you know, we like you said, we've grown personally close to each other off the pod, and you know, I hope it continues to be that way. You know, it's 4 different walks of life here, but I'm honored to be a part of this, and I hope we could reach 100 more.
Yep. What about you, T.O.?
I continuing off of Rev, even though I agree completely what he just said. It's the evolution we had on this show. It's the evolution, the growth, and it's like it will never stop. Yeah, I guess you can call us the Diddies. We just can't stop, won't stop. That's just it. And again, it also formed brotherhood and the love of hip hop as well. And we definitely want 100 more in this. So pray for us, guys, and we will continue to deliver the food.
It always goes back to food with you. What about you, Q?
You know me, I stay hungry.
Yeah, the lady on Jamaica Ave at the teriyaki spot, she know you stay hungry too.
I don't think she know I moved, but that was like 10 years ago.
She will air deliver that food to you.
Let me
You
let
let her
me
know.
tell you.
Hell, you better have an electrical microwave with that shit. Hell.
Every day when we was in York Corrections, we would go. It's not a real correction facility, people. York College. We would go to the food court on Jamaica Ave, and you know, one day I might get a sandwich. They had a Cajun food spot, which was my favorite because y'all know me. But I would switch it up every time. Get Chinese food, like a sandwich or whatever. This man T.O. went to the same stand every single time, to the point that they knew what he wanted to order, and they had it already made for him because he went there every day.
That was easy.
And
Mind
it's
you,
crazy.
I didn't call in advance either.
He
I
didn't
just
call
went up there.
for it.
He didn't have to. The moment you walked in there, they had it right there waiting for you.
The funny thing, he would always get chicken teriyaki with rice and no vegetables.
No vegetables at all.
And the lady would have the food already made. The one. Oh,
And the Snapple. Hey, don't forget my Snapple now.
No, and Tio always had a special request. He always wanted extra teriyaki sauce.
Yes.
And she would have it waiting every single time.
I'm a teriyaki man, people.
Bro,
That's one
we
thing
had
I don't
to
know
wait.
about me.
You and I wanted the same thing. We had to stand there and wait to get our food prepared. This food already had it. This food already laid out. I said, what you got, the VIP pass or something?
Yo.
And I actually miss those days because that's when you paid for a lot. And I think if you pay about 5 times, the next one you get free.
Yes, they had the loyalty card.
I said, dude, you got your picture in the back as an employee in the back. I had to get all that stuff.
I must have redeemed that card only twice. But T.O., like, and the funny thing is, T.O. will go to, so you buy 5, you get 1 free. So every other Monday, he had a free plate.
He was in there.
Because Monday through Friday, I've never in my life, other than T.O., seen somebody eat the same thing every day.
No broccoli, no string beans, no salad.
And the funny thing is, Wednesdays in York was jerk chicken wrap Wednesdays, and everybody and their moms would go to the cafeteria and get a jerk chicken wrap. Not T.O. He going right to Jamaica and be like, I'll be back.
Nah, there was some Wednesdays I went for the jerk. That shit was good, though. The jerk chicken wrap, I ain't gonna lie.
Shout out to our guy Jeremy for hooking those up.
Our boy, man.
But,
Shout out to Jeremy.
Shout out to Jovel, too.
Yeah. Shout out to Flo. Shout out Flo Pesci, Jovel, man, who's also a listener. So.
And my man Jovel still working in New York, man. Gotta go check that man one day. But yeah, man. And then as far as me and 100, man, never thought I'd be quoting Biggie, but I never thought hip hop would take us so far. You know, I never thought that this thing would last as long as it did. I never thought. There's a lot of things I never thought, but you know, I never thought that we would still be here doing this. I didn't think that we would not to say Rev personally, but I never thought we would have a fourth man in this. And I'm just grateful for the team that we've assembled. And you know, it ain't over. Who knows how long this shit might last? 8 years from now, we might still be here doing this.
Yeah.
So and who knows where we gonna go? Who we gonna meet? Only God knows if Masterpiece somehow ends up on this show.
That'd be great.
Y'all might have to put smelling salt under my nose and wake me up.
All I know is I got a question to ask him because it's kind of bothered me. When he's gonna open a no limit supermarket? Master P, it's time. You're giving us all these damn products. You might as well open a supermarket.
Why not?
Would you buy any of those products though? You talk about open a supermarket, people gotta come shop.
I don't mind buying them.
I think if it was QG, I was like, would you eat the ramen noodles? He was like, no. I'm like, yo, why not?
I mean, you know,
who would you rather get sodium from?
Listen, I mean, as long as it's not a lot of sodium, I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's gonna be the problem.
But yeah, this has been episode 100. So you know, if you the listening public have favorite moments, memories, episodes, or anything through time, raplabpod@gmail.com or hit us up on the Instagram, you know, raplabpod, and tell us what you think. We'd love to hear from you because, you know, we've been kicking for a while. Marcy from Ohio, if you listening, tell us what you like about T.O. And
I think that's played out now.
You can't speak for Marcy.
You damn sure can't.
Hey man, I saw that email and I was on it. But
funniest thing I ever seen. But shout out to Marcy and them. I
just wanted the three of y'all to know, man, I'm grateful and blessed to have y'all on the team, man. Couldn't have had a better team. So
this is one big blessing right here. All four of us. And
look at this. We done did a convention. We got invited back to the next one. Shout outs to our guy Chad Minnis for extending an invitation to me and Rev again. You know, me and Rev about to be at a wrestling event next week, talking to the public. So
Yep.
Definitely want all y'all to go out there, get your tickets, man. Go out there and support that event. Meet the Rev, meet the Candyman. You know, it's a good look. And, you know, shout out to all the talent, man. And wow, episode 100. Never thought we'd make it, but we made it. So it's a blessing for all.
Yeah.
And it's triple digits.
Yep. So we done made the milestone, and yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Yep.
Yes.
And also to wrap that up, you know, I also want to shout out Kumo D as well.
Yes.
We gotta acknowledge Kumo D before we wrap everything up, man. So
yes,
you know,
we do. Yes,
shout
we
him
do.
out for what?
What you mean shout him out for what?
He ain't do nothing.
For being a legend. What do you mean he ain't do nothing? The whole thing with the report card? Nah, man. That was your blueprint for calling him a hater. Shout out to Kumo D.
Oh God.
Gotta shout out Kumo D.
Yep.
Oh, you just had to.
Yes, had to do it.
Well, that wraps up our 100th episode spectacular, folks. So yeah, we catch y'all next week, man.
Peace.
Peace.